Okay. On your worksheet, you'll see 9. Hey, pay attention.
Pay attention to Mr.
You'll want to know this because I will count it wrong if you do not do this. So we have 9 on the front page, and the ones that I have starred, I want you to name. The ones on here that are not starred, do not name. Okay? Same thing with the second page. So star it for yourself so you know to do it. So don't name the middle one and don't name the bottom right one. Same thing with, all right, that's dumb. 1, 2.
Name 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep. Don't name 5. Name 6, 7, 8. I don't know. Whatever. You guys get it. Smart kids. You can do whatever you want. As long as there's a name on each of these, I am happy with it. I'm going to take a picture before I erase it. What? Don't name the ones without X's. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. Let me say it again. The ones that have stars next to them, name them. If they do not have a star, you don't have to name them. You can if you want. Okay. If you don't name this one, I'm counting it wrong. If you don't name this one, it's fine.
You know, Mr. Wagner, you're a good teacher.
Yep. Does this make sense to everybody?
Yes, sir.
We clear? Okay. Okay. What? On the back side? I'll come back to you.
What ones of these two were stopped?
No, yes. Good. Yep. Oh, yes. Do the 14th, that worksheet. Yep. I'm fine with it. I mean.
I didn't know that we were adding the atomic mass.
Oh, okay. We're gonna add in decimals. Do you think we should do decimals or leave it to whole numbers? Okay, we'll do decimals. Yep, I'm good with it. Okay, let's do the ones on the board.
Okay, I want you to keep something in mind, ladies and gentlemen. This content is difficult enough right now. I think we agree with that. Mr. Wagner's not making this difficult. I'm not making this difficult. That is the science content in general. It's going to become more difficult, okay? So, more time and effort you put into it now, the better off you're going to be in the future. So, when we're going over this, I highly suggest you write that down. Sorry.
Yep, no, you're good. Okay. They might be, I don't know. We're just going to do these. Take notes on them, if you can. So, first one we're going to do is hydrogen sulfate. I'll let you do it first, and then we'll come back onto the board. Or would you prefer me to do one first?
I don't know. Can you do one?
Okay, I'll do the first one. All right, I'll do the first one. So we're gonna write the formula, and then we're gonna add the masses. Okay. Ready? So, if you want to open your book again, if you don't have them down somewhere. Oh, Anya, I will let you know. Okay. So, if you don't have the polyatomic ions written down somewhere, hey guys, why are we talking? Let's focus. It makes it way easier. So, look at your polyatomic chart, ion chart. What's the charge on a sulfate? Look at your polyatomic ion chart.
-2.
page 5, 6. Oh, no, that's in my book. It's what we're looking on your book. In your book is a little chart. Yeah. Write it down. No? Not picking up. Okay, go get your books. If you don't have the charts written down. Yep. The polyatomic ions. Not quite. So it's like the hydroxide ion itself. It's an OH with a negative charge, to know that.
We don't need it. No, bro, we don't need the book.
Okay.
Are you autistic?
So it's on page 569. Okay, what's a sulfate ion? 569. What is the sulfate ion? What's the formula? What's that? Somebody say it. It's a -2 charge. What's the ion itself? Hey, are we paying attention? I mean, I can just hand it out and not do these. They're on your worksheet. So, do you want to learn these? Okay, let's pay attention. So, sulfate, what is it? Take a look in your chart. So, it's right next to the -2 charge. If you go over to the right, it says sulfate. It says carbonate and sulfate. We're going on the lower one, sulfate. And then we go over one more to the right. It says SO4 with a -2 charge. Okay? So we know it has a -2 charge. What does hydrogen have? What charge? What's the charge on a hydrogen? +1. So how many hydrogen do I have to have in this ion? Make the charges equal out. We'll do this too for you. How many hydrogens, how many positive charges do I need to equal the negative charges? 2. So I will write a 2. That one. Sorry. Yep, it's not on your worksheet, but we're just going through examples. So hydrogen sulfate. Okay? So sorry if I'm in the way. So let's do the atomic masses on this after this. What's the atomic mass of one hydrogen? We're using decimals today too. 2 decimal places. Round to 2. And I'll try another way to do atomic masses too. I would just keep on trying ways for it to make sense to everybody. So how many? Okay, what's the weight of a hydrogen? It's the lowest number on your periodic table. Yep. So hydrogen equals 1.01. Okay? How about a sulfur ion, or sulfur element? Excuse me. So how much does sulfur weigh?
What are you rounding to? 32 point.
2 decimals. 7? 7 or 8? So 32.07. How about oxygen? It's an oxygen. 15.999, right? We can make that 16. Okay, so we have each element. We have the total number, or all the elements that we have in there. Now, let's do how many of each we have. So how many hydrogen do we have? 2. We just have 2 hydrogen. So we can times 2. How many sulfur do we have? Look right here. So this is nothing. This is nothing. That means we have 1. Just 1. So we can multiply it by 1 or just leave it blank. Doesn't matter. So finally, let's end up with oxygen. How many oxygen do we have? 4. Yep. Go like this. So 1.01 is what? Or times 2 is what? 1.01 times 2 is what? 2.02. Oop, I wrote 1. Okay, 32.07, we don't need to do that math because it's times 1, means it's the same. 16 times 4. Minecraft. Anybody know Minecraft? 16 times 4. This is how I learned it. 64. 16 times 4 is 64. 0.00. And then finally, to get our final atomic mass, we add them up. So 2 plus 7 is 9. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 0.2 plus 2 is 4. Plus 4 is 8. And then 3 plus 6 is 9. Is that a simpler way for you guys to do it? I don't know. Rather than making the formula have it all in one line. Because you do. Because it's more accurate way of measurement. Instead of just like throwing out guesses like, it's about 64. It's about 32. It's actually 32.07. Okay, let's do the next one. I'll have you do it on your own. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. What do you need? Here, I can write it back. 0.01. It's 32.07. And then hydrogen equals 1.01 times 2 equals 2.02. Okay, that's what we had written down. You getting all these down? Why not? I'd recommend it. It's free practice.
Well, I was doing that.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I wasn't really following that.
It's all right. That's also a good idea.
Will we be able to use this during the test? Will some of this be on the test?
I'll provide a chart. How about that? Well, I'll talk to Mr. McKinney about that. I don't know. We won't throw you those if we don't think you're ready for them. So, as of right now, I would not put them on there.
What is sulfur's?
Which one? 32.07.
The whole boys basketball team.
Isn't it the same as this?
Yeah, nice. Got it. I don't know. I just wrote down some that came to mind. So, okay, are we good on that? Not yet. A little bit more time. Final answer. So this is the final formula. 98.09. Gotcha. That happens. This is hydrogen sulfate. So, this two, the charges. So this is a +1, this is a -2. And in order for these charges to match, we have to have 2 hydrogen. Same thing. So a potassium has it'd be 2. Okay, do the next one. And if I see we're not doing it, then we'll just move on.
Can you close the blinds?
Yeah, is there shining? Yep. Yep. It's the other one? Okay. Well, I'll do what we need to do. Can everybody see it? Is it too dark now? We're still good? Hey, let's do it. Instead of messing around, wasting everybody's time, let's practice it so we get them right on our worksheet and our quiz. The second one there, potassium carbonate.
Or you just doing the dot diagram and naming them?
Just dot diagram. So, yeah, not quite. It's not quite lining up, but
39.98. Can I just round it up to 40?
it would be 39.1 is what it'd be rounded to. Okay. Carbonate. I realized how. I don't know. I went through it. I realized the worksheet. Somebody brought this up. Thank you. That we're talking about electron dot diagrams. This worksheet. I forgot. I'm sorry. So we're going to cut out the atomic mass for our board stuff today, and we're going to focus on electron dot diagram and naming, or formula writing, either or. So do electron dot diagrams.
Can I borrow a
Yeah.
on these?
Yep. Instead of the masses, I realized your worksheet, it's not relevant to your worksheet. It's my bad. I was thinking about your last worksheet. So why are we laughing? Like, it's just constant laughing. Is it that funny? All right. So, I mean, I'm glad you're having fun, but let's try to practice some. Make your grades go up, believe it or not. Yeah, let's make a dot diagram. Oh, give it a shot, and then we'll see. How about that?
How do I do it in the parentheses though? How do I?
It's a good question. So, just try it. Just try it, and then if you can't get it, no big deal. Do dot diagrams. Yep. Oh, shoot. Well.
Well, by how many electrons they're sharing. Two of their electrons.
Yeah, there will be a confusing bit about this.
I just did this part, what we did up here.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. I mean, I'm not grading it, but we're going to work on electron dot diagrams.
What's the parentheses?
Would you rather do? Okay, we'll do, okay, so on your second, we'll do that, hydrogen sulfate. So we'll go back to hydrogen sulfate because potassium carbonate throws in a kink. So let's do hydrogen sulfate instead. I'm sorry if you guys did it. Did anybody actually do potassium carbonate? Sure. Well,
Yeah, we're doing the potassium carbonate. I need all of the dot diagrams. I don't remember
So, what does our parentheses mean?
Bro, what is so funny?
What is your problem?
Okay. So, what does a parentheses mean? So, when we're talking about polyatomic ions, I've said it last week. What does the parentheses mean for that compound? Does anybody remember it? It means it has to stick together. So that has to be together. I can't put, so potassium carbonate. Carbonate is CO3. So K, it's going to be KCO3 plus 2 minus 1, 2. Okay, formula, right? So, being that this is in parentheses, that means I know I have to have a carbon with oxygens around it. This is where it gets confusing. Okay, this one gets complicated. Yeah. Oh, okay, no, this can be done. So our carbonate has to stay together, right? We can't split it. We can't put a carbon, then a potassium, then an oxygen. The oxygen has to touch the carbon, okay? So let's start off with our carbonate ion. So we have our carbon. That's going to be our central molecule. So a general rule for carbon is because it has 4 valence electrons, it's called a sticky element. So it likes to it likes to be the center of attention. So how many electrons does it have? 4. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so what did I just say about the carbonate ion? It likes to stay together. It's sticky. The carbon is sticky, and carbonate will stay together. So I'm going to write oxygen, oxygen, oxygen. Okay, how many electrons does an oxygen have? 6. Sorry, I didn't center that. So we get this down? Are you getting this down on your paper, some paper? Okay. They can be separated. They don't have to lie. So which one are you? Oh, okay. So good question. Mr. McKinney and I had this discussion. I prefer, for your guys' purposes, because I know just by intuition, like, because I've been in chemistry a long time, I know if I see SO4, I'm like, oh, sulfate. You know, obviously it doesn't need parentheses. So from now on, this worksheet doesn't have it because I printed it before I recognized this. And so you'll see SO4, put a parentheses around it for your own sake, just to know that that will stick together. So sulfate, and there might be a hydroxide out in there, which is OH. Let's see. PO4, so the top right one on the first page, PO4, that's a phosphate. So just to know that. From now on, I'll make sure there's parentheses around it. But okay, so we have our carbonate, right? So we got this done. So like I was saying, instead of doing our sulfate, this one is a little harder, but is there 4? Did I just? No, it's 3. It's 3. Yep. So what is our potassium? What's the charge on a potassium? 1. So it has 1 electron to provide. We can stick our potassium, I'll give you a hint, in any one of these oxygens. Do you have a preference? Do you want it to go potassium here, potassium here?
Yeah, but then the other one was not.
Yep, so let's do that first. Potassium, I'm going to draw in my electron. Potassium, I'm going to draw in my electron. So potassium's happy. Oxygen has a full 8. Oxygen has a full 8. Carbon has 7.
And the other.
And the other oxygen has 7. So what is, we talked about single bonds, double bonds, and triple bonds. Yes, so this one will have a, just, yeah, to make it simple, a double bond. So whatever way you want to do it, this will move up here, put an X, and this will move down here, put a dot. I'm going to get rid of that. Whatever way makes sense to you why they move over there, we'll have a double bond with that. So now we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, we're good. That makes sense to everybody? Huh? Atomic number. Okay, yeah. So let's, like I said, we're not going to do atomic number, but I'll answer that question because you're right. Not on this worksheet. I realize there's no atomic number. Right? If you read the directions, no atomic number, asking. That's my fault. I said there was. Okay, to find, can I get rid of this? Is everybody good on this? Okay. So to find the atomic number, we are going to have, so how many, okay, we'll just do the whole thing again. So we have potassium, a carbon, and oxygen, and those are our 3 elements in here, right? What's the mass of a potassium? What is the mass of a potassium? Say it again. 39.10. Okay. Let's go to carbon. What's the mass of a carbon? (12.01). Okay. Finally, our oxygen is what? 16. Yep, that's all right. So we have all our masses. We know that potassium will be 39.10, carbon will be 12.01, and oxygen will be 16. So in order to find our final atomic mass, we have to see how many of each are in there. So I have 2 potassium, so that means I have to multiply our mass by 2. I have 1 carbon, right? Just 1 carbon. There's nothing there, so it means I have 1. So you can put times 1 or you can leave it. Doesn't matter. And then how many oxygen do I have? How many oxygen do I have?
1. Or like.
3. So to find our mass, 39.1 times 2 is 88.2. So 39.10 times 2, 88. Oh, did I do that right? 78? 78. Yeah. Not 88. My bad. 78. Bad math. What? Yep. I can do this one too. 12.01 times 1 without a calculator.
12.01.
Yeah. 16 times 3? Anybody know it? Times 3? $48. Okay, and then we just add them up. So we got 1, 2, 18, 8, 9. Okay, oh goodness. Okay, 2, 9, 13. So 13 plus 1, 138.21. Does everybody understand how I get it? It's different from last week, but I think this is better, in my opinion. I like it better. It makes more sense. It's easier to explain. So that's our mass, 138.21. Okay. Are we good? Cool. So are we talking, okay, so we're doing, on our worksheet, we're doing the opposite of what we're doing up here. So instead of having potassium carbonate on your worksheet, we gave you this, and now you have to name it. So we're just doing the opposite. Just think backwards.
Wait, what are we doing?
On your worksheet, naming them. So the ones I had starred, name them.
So like that?
That's exactly what I want you to do. Yep.
No atomic mass?
No atomic mass.
This is what we would want to do right here.
No. So electron dot diagram on your worksheet and naming. Circle it, underline it, star it. It doesn't matter. Just know you do not have to do atomic mass. It does not ask for that. Okay, are we good? One sec, Logan. Yeah, you don't have to put boxes around them. So if you don't know what they are, don't worry about it. Yeah, you don't have to do that. Yep. Okay. Goodbye.